Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're just going to do a really quick update on all of the ladies that are out here. But before we start, I wanted to show you guys my Echeveria blooms. Look at these. I'm going to get a really good close-up. Look how pretty. Unfortunately, with these blooms, it is going to kill off the mama, as you can see. But she's produced lots of little babies. And she's got some more babies coming, so hopefully she will continue. If not, got plenty more. So got one over there. That was a little rosette last year. And then look at this one over here real quick. Look how much this one's pushing out. Look at that. How pretty is that? And I will apologize one time for the cars driving by. I am on a busy street, but you know, there's no time like the present. And my columbine are doing well, and I really need to get these Hoyas out of this pot. There's like probably about 40 of them in there now. As you can see, the leaves are kind of dying off. It's not getting enough water. I'm having to water it in the morning, water it at night. So that's my weekend project for this weekend. I will get them in the ground. But let's start over here with my Vanda. This is the Vanda. See if I can get it. There we go. Samari Pink crossed with Colvati Fragrance. Did get this from the Orchid Supply Store, which, as I've stated before, you can get orchids, you can get supplies. The bark that's in here is just a large Vanda bark. And then this pot as well. I love these clear pots. Look at the drainage holes on the bottom of these. Like the water just pours right on through. But I was kind of concerned about her, but look what we have a beautiful root tip there. And then let's just keep turning her around because I did see, or I thought I saw, there it is. Look at that active root tip. Beautiful. So she is starting to push out her roots, and she has a nice new leaf coming down there while she's still working on this one. So this one here actually gets the most sun, and you can see kind of some of the sun damage here. But you know what? I'm going to push her because I want to see her blooms. Down here we have this white dendrobium that was sold as a nobly. The tag that I had purchased her with, many, many moons ago, back in 2019, said something about a white dendrobium. But she is a dendrobium. She's not a nobly. She's a phalaenopsis type. But look at this strong new growth popping up. So I did change her direction of growth. I'm hoping that it's still early enough that she'll kind of straighten herself out. If not, we'll have a wanky one. Seems to be, you know, my lot in life lately, to have those wanky growths. And Kingianum, no new growth since I brought her out here, other than her new roots. Let me just turn her around. Don't want to pick her up. As we saw in the last video, I like to drop things. But look at this. Look at all those roots going down in there. And now some of them are kind of dying off, and I think it's just getting too dry because it is rather breezy on the porch at all times. Even if it's not breezy out there, it's breezy under here. My banana croton, I moved her out here, moved her away from where any hail, unexpected hail. This is all hail damage from our last hailstorm. And this bromeliad right here, I'm probably just going to toss her. I've had her for a couple of years. She doesn't do much inside. She's not doing anything outside. I'm just going to throw her away. And then let me slowly turn around. Oh, and my little hole digger there that I made a hole for this pole. We had this extra fence pole, and this curtain kept beating on these two orchids here. So this one here kept getting knocked off and, you know, off to the side. So I was like, what? And this one too. So I was trying to figure out a way to keep it from hitting the orchids. So that is there. And what I did is I used that hole digger to dig the hole. And then I put that rock there just in case, because we can get some pretty strong winds here in the Denver metro area. Up here we have the cucullata with this beautiful new growth right here. Isn't that just lovely? I wish she'd get two directions of growth, but you know what? I'll take one. And I see root growth. I did not notice that earlier. We've got some root growth. And then we've got the beautiful Kalmar. Look, I love how she looks in this basket. I just cannot get over how well this turned out. Really love this. But she gets soaked every 2 days in my little Vanda soaker down here. And that has 500 parts per million of MSU fertilizer in it. So I soak her until the cocoa liner is kind of damp at the top, and then I hang her up here. Temperatures lately have been in the mid 90s. I am loving it. Everyone in Colorado is talking about how cold it is. I'm not cold, how hot it is. And I'm like, hot? It hadn't gotten hot yet. I don't feel the heat yet. So down here, we have the, oh my goodness, Cymbidium. I forgot what this was. Cymbidium that I actually purchased offline. Still doing well. I don't see any new growth or anything on her, but I think I saw a couple of swellings. Let me just look. Let's see. Sorry about the leaf there. And it could just be that the bulbs are starting to form, like on this one right here on the right, because it is, but I don't know if that's a new growth or if that's just the bulb getting ready to swell. I'm pretty sure she's about a year or two off of blooming for me, simply because she is still acclimating. She's a recent acquisition. There we go, me trying to use big words and can't talk. And then the Vanda Pearl Cooper is just loving her life sitting down here. And this block does get quite warm, so what I do every morning, I come out here and I wet this pretty good so that it doesn't get too much heat up. And so far, so good. I have a beautiful new root coming out right there. And some of these that are on the outside, like this one right here, is done for. So I just need to cut it off next time I water. My hibiki that I brought out here, it's a little cakey. She had 2 growths starting, and then when the hailstorm came, I believe it just got a little too cool for her or something, but they died off. So I'm just waiting on some new ones. Back here is the, which one is this? The Nodosa crossed with Small World. Just working on her new growths and lovely roots. Let's see, does she have any new root growth that we can see? Yes, she does. Right there. So that is good. And then the Wilhanette, the one with a really long name, has, let me zoom in a little bit. She's got that new growth there, and then she's also got another new growth right there. And eventually, I'm hoping that she blooms, because she is making blind sheaths on some of her growths, not blooms. So she doesn't bloom this year. She'll probably bloom next year. But the RLC Naomi's Delight back here, I was kind of concerned with her because she didn't do anything over the winter, and I mean nothing. But we do have some active root growth now, some new active growth coming off of this new growth. And then she had 2 directions of growth. However, if you look right there, that brown spot right above the moss, that was a new growth and it dried out. So that is that. And then we have the BLC Copper Queen. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. Let me take her out carefully. If I drop her, I'm going to be so upset with myself because, one, look at all that new root growth, which she had started it when I first potted her in here, but she also has that new growth. More importantly, that new growth right there in front of us by the roots, that has been stagnant for quite some time. It looks like it has kicked into gear, but let's see, look at there. We have roots actually going down in the pot. Do you see them? Oh my goodness. So she is settled in. You know what? I'm going to set her down right here and I'll put her up when I can use 2 hands. But she has really settled into her new growth, or new pot. And I potted her in June, so about a month ago. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can see my handwriting or not. Over here we have the key lime, just shooting out all kinds of new growths. She has some active roots growing right in there, so that I'm excited about. Hoping that she'll bloom. She's got some gorgeous, kind of those kind of off green, really pale green blooms. Love it. And then this one here is the other one that we repotted at the same time as the Copper Queen, which is my Elaine Taylor, who has also activated some root growth. And I don't see any roots down in the pot yet, but they may be in the center. But she has this new growth that she's continuing to grow. And then she still has that eye right there and that eye right there that she is working on swelling up. And again, we're just going to set her to the side because I need 2 hands to put her back. And then up here I have the Spring Pleasure, who I am happy is really working on those roots. So again, in the mornings when I come out here and spray, I just mist the top of the bark to kind of create some humidity to encourage her to go down into the pot. She does have lots of new growths, but she is definitely dehydrated because, like I stated before, I think I killed the roots that she went in there with by overwatering her. And then the Horse Maxima, nope, this is not the Horse Maxima, this is the Chia Lin Golden Super crossed with RLC Hilo Grand. Is really pushing out this new growth here. And then she does have this eye that I believe is going to go ahead and push out a new growth. And then she has another one on the other side over here, but I don't want to move her too much. But it is on this cane right here. It's not quite started to swell, but you can see the eye itself. And since I put her here, she's not getting knocked over. But since we've been here, you can kind of watch the breeze, but there is no breeze really blowing in the yard. That, my guys, is a quick update on what the ladies are doing. And she bloomed for me last year. I grew her outside last year, and she actually ended up blooming towards the end of the year. So fingers crossed that new growth keeps pushing and develops some new roots, because she does not create new roots until that growth is done. Now she may push out a couple of roots off of the old growth, but new roots are not going to come until that new growth is completed. So I'm really stressing on this one very much so. And if she does try to bloom this season, I will not let her bloom, because I do want her to recover from the stress of the repot and the stress of constantly getting basically knocked out of her pot, because I would come out and she'd be halfway leaned over, and the only thing that was holding her up were these stakes. So since I put this up, though, she is not getting banged. She is not getting banged. The cucullata is not getting banged up. Now, the Vanda here, she does get a little bit of getting knocked around, but she's pretty protected, as you can see, because she's got the basket, then she's got the wire, and then we've got the trellis. So she's fairly protected. I'm not too worried about her getting knocked around a bit. And everyone, I appreciate you stopping by. And you know what? Thank you to everyone who's subscribed. I very rarely look at my subscribers and analytics. I know that's kind of crazy as a YouTuber. Most of us are kind of, look at that all the time. But I'm almost to 800 subscribers, and I just want to thank everyone who has subscribed, commented, liked a video, disliked a video, shared a video. Everything that you guys have done, I appreciate it, and I hope you continue to do it. You guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next one.